Hey y'all, welcome back. So we are going to pick up working on this birdhouse. This is what it looked like when I thrifted it, and I decided to paint it and I didn't love it. So this is what it looked like after I painted it. I just was not in love with it. So I come up with a new plan and a new idea. And on this day, we're going to do the paint part of it, and I'm going to be painting the roof of it this gray color because I want it to look like, when I'm done, I want it to look like an old metal roof. And then we're going to paint the body of it. And on this day, this is one of those days where we're having all that super cold weather. We were stuck inside. So it was the perfect day to work on this project. So I just started working on it with things I already had at home. I'm going to kind of speed through some stuff. Not going to bore you with watching me literally paint. I mean, you get the gist of it. I paint the top this gray color, and then I'm going to paint the body of it a different color. And at first I was going to leave that brown part on the bottom, the brown, and then I decided later on, you'll see, I did go ahead and paint it. But I'm wanting it to look like an old wooden rusty birdhouse that's been outside. This is actually a ceramic piece. So I'm just doing my best to kind of mimic, make it look as authentic as possible. And I will go ahead and say I do love the way that it turned out. We're going to do several different techniques on this. So we needed this base color to cover everything up. And I honestly needed the brown on the roof to, it works, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to go through and do multiple coats of the gray. So for the body of it, I'm going to be using this antique white. So that's why I'm glad I went ahead and painted it and covered up those flowers underneath, because it kind of acted as a primer to cover up all that. Then we're going to go over it with this antique white. And we're not done yet, y'all. How many of y'all know we're going to use some wax? Yes, we are. I know, shocker. But I'm going to get the body of this painted, and then we will be back and I will tell you what I'm doing and why in a little bit later. I hope that this will show you that not every thrift flip and idea turns out the first time. I thought I knew what I was going to do the first time, and I started out, and then I realized this was not working, and I had to just set it aside and think on it. I mean, I was scrolling Pinterest trying to get some ideas, and it just, one day, it just hit me. I was in my guest bath, and I saw the front of a actual birdhouse that I have in there, and I was like, that's it. That's my inspiration. And so I just want you to be encouraged that if you've tried something and it doesn't work out the first time, don't give up. Don't give up. So we've got it all painted, and it already looks so much better in my opinion. But I'm going to pull out my wax and my wax brush. And now is where we're going to start making it look more like an old wooden birdhouse versus the ceramic birdhouse. So I just take some of my antique wax, this Waverly antique wax, comes from Walmart, and my brush, and I just start putting it in, swirling it, just putting it in there just any way I can. And I go over the entire birdhouse, the roof and everything, because again, I'm wanting the roof to look like an old rusted metal roof. So I would just, honestly, I was just trial and error in it here. I didn't have a plan. I just knew I wanted it to look old and like wood and rustic and dirty and like it had been out in the elements. So I was just really just winging it here, y'all. But that's what you have to do. And just remember, y'all, it's just paint. It is just paint. You can always fix it. So I'm just going to continue to do that and get it like I want. Like I said, I'm going to do the roof, and we're not through with it. We got one more technique we're going to do to make it look even more like real metal on the roof, and it is a hack that I've done so many times. I love it. I'm still amazed at how it looks when it's all said and done. So I'm going to get this on here, and then we're going to go into the next little step to this project, and how many knows what it is? So this is what it looks like with just the wax, and there I am. I'm just kind of looking at it in the camera, studying it, and I'm realizing I really like it. Okay, so now we're going to take some clear glue, school glue, and cinnamon, and we are going to make our rust. And y'all, when you get through with this, it looks just like rust, and it feels like it too. I would suggest you use a brush that you don't want. This is washable glue, but I've just not really had much success with getting it out of my brushes completely. So I just buy these little cheap disposable brushes from Lowe's. And I poured me some glue on there. I'm going to dump me out some cinnamon, if I can get it open. I'm going to dump me out some cinnamon. And then what you're going to do is what I do, okay? This is what I do. I dip it in the glue. Then I dip it in the cinnamon. And on this particular project, I'm just dabbing it on. If you'll see, I'm just dabbing, dab, 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 dab. I'm getting it all on the eaves. I'm not focusing as much on the under of the eaves as I am on the top. But you can see I'm just dabbing it on. And I'm just wanting to just make it look rusty. Like it has just been out in the elements. It has just been through so many rains and frosts and whatever. So that's what I do. And then some places I'll go back and I'll do it a little bit heavier than other places. And that's what it looks like. Just like that. Does that not look amazing? But just wait. When it dries, it looks so real, and it even feels real. It feels textured. Normally I would seal it, but on this particular project, I did not seal it. But this will be continued. Hey y'all, welcome back. So I am currently headed to Hobby Lobby. I'm going to look for some little embellishments for my birdhouse that I need. Got to drop off a return to UPS. And then I'm coming back home. Gonna pick up James and Buster and take Buster for the dreaded nail clipping appointment. I don't know what I got on my hand. I've got to go get his nails clipped. They're horrible. And then we're gearing up for another hard freeze. I've got cabin fever, so I had to get out a little bit today. And I need to run to the grocery store and pick up a few things that we need. I'm waiting on James to kind of finalize some things he wants me to cook this weekend so I can see what all I have and what I need. But that is what's going on right now. So I am going to see what Hobby Lobby has. I know what I'm looking for. I just got to see if they have it. Okay, I was not able to find exactly what I was looking for at Hobby Lobby, but I'll show you what I got, and then we're gonna I picked up these crosses in the jewelry section. I can always fill the hole, and I can always like make it look old. So that's an option. Another option is a little wreath. Little grapevine wreath. And then I spotted these and I thought, let's see. Okay, so here's what it's looking like the rusty tin roof, the dirty birdhouse. I'm gonna do the little Spanish moss in there. But I was thinking, I think this cross is gonna be too small for that. I was thinking, what would this look like to go around this area? So there's two shapes. We have the oval and we have the rectangle. So I was thinking I could paint this a different color. Okay, that one's not gonna work. That's too big. But what about this one? I like that. Now imagine it painted a different color with the stem and the moss. I kind of like that. Okay, and then let me show you what one of these would look like. Okay. See, that's going to cover this. think this is going to be our best option. So I will get it painted and glued in place, get the moss there, and I think that will be a cute little addition to our birdhouse. I'm gonna do a little bit of a different, I'm gonna lighten this up a smidge. It's just, it got too dark. So I'm gonna lighten it up. I think I'm gonna take the base color, that antique white, and I'm gonna kind of like sponge it on a little bit, you know, to kind of just break it up. But this is what it's looking like. So, all right. Now I have a plan. So I'm going to, well, I'll probably take these back because I don't need them. Because I was thinking, I don't want to take them off in case I take them back. Yeah, that's just going to be too small. So I'm going to take these back. I will return those. I will keep the little wreaths because I can use them for different things. And then I will use this. Okay, so we have a plan. So now I'm headed to take Buster to his nail appointment. And then when we get back, I will work on this and finish this up. I'll be back. I'll be back. What? All right, y'all. I had to sneak in a little bit of thrifting in this video too. So I'm at the American thrift store. This is the only bit of footage I got was at the American thrift store. I ended up going to 2 other thrift stores after this one. But look at this beautiful wreath, y'all. $5.99. Can you believe it? I was so tempted to buy it, but honestly, I don't need it. So yay for me for resisting the temptation, but it was beautiful. And I'm sure their Christmas was on sale, but I can't like say 100% it was on sale. And this was definitely out of place. It was not supposed to be on this aisle, but I thought it was really pretty. But I just wanted to show y'all a little bit of what our thrift store had. Look at all the art. Look at that beautiful big, that picture was huge, y'all. I couldn't even get up there to get a good read on the price, but it was huge and beautiful. And I am actually in the market for some vintage, like 4x6, 5x7 to be the largest wooden frames. So I'm kind of keeping my eye out for that, but I'm always looking for Donna for frames, but she's needing some that hangs up. And then I was really thinking about this one for the booth, but ultimately put it back. But look at these cute little heart baskets. These are so cute. These remind me of when I was growing up. I think we had some of these hanging on the wall in my house when we were growing up. I can't be 100%, but I think if it wasn't those, it was some very similar to that. Maybe they were a little bit larger, but anyway, I was really surprised at how bare the shelves were. Now, granted, it's later in the day than what I would normally go to the thrift store, but I was really surprised. You'll see that the shelves are kind of bare. They're not nearly as full as they normally are, but again, could have been the time of day. Look at this, y'all. Would that not be a cute flip? But I wasn't 100% sure about it, so I did put it back. I don't know what I was thinking. I really should have picked that up. I think I could have made it look really good and could have put it in the booth, but I put it back. I actually, spoiler alert, I did not get anything from this thrift store on this day. Can y'all believe it? And I even went next door to the Habitat for Humanity. I didn't get anything there. When I leave here, I do go to, after I leave the Habitat, I do go to the Goodwill. And, I mean, it's a sad day when the Goodwill is better than my American thrift store. But at least I have a little bit of a haul. I'm about to show y'all two beautiful wreaths. If you are in the market for wreaths, I would highly recommend you check out your thrift stores. It is amazing, the wreaths that they're donating now. I guess they just don't want to store it. They're tired of it. And so they're just getting rid of it. Think they'll just buy again next year or whatever. But look at this wreath, y'all. $7.99. That is gorgeous. And then the first one I showed y'all, I mean, just absolutely beautiful. So I say check out your thrift stores if you're in the market for some beautiful wreaths. It is a sad day for me when Goodwill comes through and the American thrift store let me down. But I have a few things to share with y'all when I get home. So I think I'm going to hit up one more thrift store just because it's been a while. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I don't normally go into this one I'm fixing to go into because I really don't like the people there. They're very rude, but it's been a while, so I'm just gonna give it a shot. I think their prices are crazy like they have been in the past. I'll leave, but it doesn't hurt to look. Oh Lord, here we are back to the Birdhouse. This video has been all over the place, but I've got this beautiful minty green color. I think it would be beautiful for spring. I already had it, so I didn't have to buy any. So I'm just going to paint this little piece that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to paint it that color. Doesn't have to be perfect because our birdhouse isn't perfect. But I'm going to paint this, let it dry. And while this is drying, I'm going to kind of lighten up my birdhouse just a little bit, because after it dried and everything and it's set for a few days, the body of the birdhouse got a little bit darker than what I wanted, and the top of the birdhouse and the body of the birdhouse started looking too much alike. And look at this. He's coming in here aggravating me, y'all, but I'm going to show y'all sweet side of him in just a second. He's trying to get me to paint my hand, trying to get me to put paint on my face. Look at this. Look at that smile. Look. Ah, look. Ain't he sweet? Anyway, I'm trying to get this just, painted. It don't, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because our birdhouse, we want it to look rustic. So let that dry. So now I've got my birdhouse. So I'm going to take my original paint, the antique white, and I'm just going over the body of it. And at this point I thought, oh Lord, I have messed up. But I wiped it off and I was like, oh, did I mess up? But I fixed it. I did this, it lightened it up a little bit, and then I'm going to take my antique wax and I just go over the front because the front is the one that I've got a little heavy-handed. So I just go back over it just a little bit with the wax, and there you go. It lightened it up just enough. And I thought I was recording when I glued this piece on in the moss, but I didn't. But that's what it looks like. Oh, and it's so cute. Now, this is not where I would put it or how I would style it, but I'm just kind of showing you how you could use it in a vignette, the birds, some pictures. How cute is that? So cute. I love it. Okay, I'm so excited how that turned out. Let me just show you in here with the ring light. This is what it looks like. How pretty is that? I like that I lightened it up a little bit, not too much. But you do have the texture from the cinnamon and the glue. This is where I went back over it after the glue was tacky with the cinnamon, and that's why you have the different color. And then this is the back. And again, it doesn't have a base, so you couldn't really use it as a real birdhouse. But how cute is this for spring? I can just see this in so many different vignettes, but I absolutely love it. So that is the Birdhouse. So now let me show y'all what I picked up at the thrift store. I tried to get some clips in the thrift store, but it was really, really busy. And I guess because it was a nicer day today, I asked the lady, I didn't buy anything at the American thrift store, but I did go to the Goodwill, and that's where I got most of my items from. And I asked the lady, I said, did the weather, has it affected y'all's business? And she said, yes, it really has. So I guess because it was a nicer day today, we're gearing up for another cold snap, like below freezing here. I guess everybody was out like me, had cabin fever. So I'm going to share with you what I picked up at the Goodwill, and then I'm also going to share with you what I picked up at the other thrift store I went into. Y'all, that place, it's not a thrift store. They have antique store prices, okay? They have prices on things that I would not even price that high in my booth. So, anyway. But let me show you what I got at the Goodwill. First things first, I got a legit vintage ironstone mug. I don't know if y'all remember, I got this one last Saturday that I was going to kind of use like this for this little vintage shaving set. But this is not a real vintage one. This one, however, is. So I will be using this instead for my little shaving kit. And this was 59 cents, but I got 25% off the whole entire purchase. Every item was 25% off. I don't know why, but they did. And I was like, okay. So that is going to make this very, very affordable for the booth, and I'm excited. So got that. Okay. I mean, I'll put this in there as well, but this is not a legit vintage one like the other one is. I don't need it, so I will put it in there for sale. Okay. Then I picked up this. It was $2.99. But I thought this would be so cute, putting it in the booth, putting some Spanish moss in it, some cute little Easter eggs, or a little bird's nest or something. I just thought it was so cute for the booth. Got that. Now the next items, I'm not 100% sure where they're going to go yet because I love them so much. And I'm really trying to figure out ways to make them work in my house. So we'll see. But I got these 3 buckets, and 2 of them are this size with the little wood handle. I absolutely love them. And honestly, y'all, my mind went to, and y'all don't beat me up for what I'm about to say, my mind went to fall. How cute would these be with mums for the fall? So I don't know. Anyway, this one was $4.99, and then these 2 were $2.99 each. And then I found this, and look at this, y'all. How adorable is that? Even if I did it like this, like propped it up somehow, somehow in this bucket, like put something under it so it would kind of stack. How cute is that? Y'all, I just love these little buckets. So I'm struggling with this. I may end up keeping this like this and then putting these in the booth. I don't know yet. I haven't figured that out yet. So got that. Then that high dollar antique store, thrift store that I don't like to go into, but that one of the ladies that's always rude, she wasn't there today, thank goodness. So I did get a really nice lady, and she was impressed with my purchases. So let me show you what I got. I got these vintage books. She's like, ooh, you got some old ones, didn't you? And I was like, I did. I got this one for the color, and I love the way it's like this. And it was, yeah, this one was $2.99, but it was 60% off. And it is Alexandra Dumas. I don't know, I can't even pronounce what it is. This is what it is. And it was copyright in, let me find it. I want to say this one was like 1930? 1910. 1910. So I picked this up. I will be styling this and using it. Then I found this one, Story of Virginia. I loved how just old and rustic it was. I paid $4.99 for this one. I don't think it was anything off, but look, it has writing in it. And there's more writing in it and some drawing. And this one, the copyright is 1930, 1938, and 1943. I think this particular book was 1943, maybe 45, because it has 45 here. But then over here, let me get to it. It's got all these dates here. So, here James and Buster. Anyway, I will be using these now to style because they are beautiful for now. They'll take me all the way into spring. But the next 3 books I got are for summer, and I'll show you why. And they were $1.99 each, but look at this. Y'all know I love to decorate. Well, if you don't know, I love to decorate with the red, white, and the blue. Look, it's got blue there. And it's all 3 of them are the same. Not the same book, but the same covers. I think they must be like in a series. But all 3 of them are like this. They all look like this. And they are, this one says Lusty Wind for Carolina. This one says Crescent Carnival, and this one is Immortal Wife. Lord, these titles. But they are, let me get the copyright date. It's by Inglis Fletcher. Oh Lord, this is the Roman numerals, and I can't never remember. I'll have to put it on the screen what it is. I'll have to look it up because it gets hot. James, come here. I'm gonna test James, the math whiz. I'm gonna see if he knows what it is. So I have. Do you know? Paper? No, come here. Do you know the Roman numerals? Can you tell me what this year is? MCMXLIV. No. What? That's math?
That takes too much.
Anyway, I love them. I love how vintage and rustic they are. And these were $1.99 each. So I will be using them. I'm thinking about I'll probably put them on my fireplace mantle when I do my whole like patriotic decor. I just love them. So I got those. And I probably would not have gotten all of these books, but at that store, there is you have to spend $5 to use your debit card, or you can use cash, and I didn't have any cash, so I kind of just went ahead and did it mainly because of that reason, but I'll be glad that I did. I'll be glad that I did. So that is my thrift haul. So thank y'all so much for hanging out with me and enduring this thrift flip. I really love the way it turned out, and I'm excited to put it in the booth to see how it does. You just never know. I had a question. Someone asked me like, how do I know what will sell in my booth? And they would like to know more about my booth. I don't know. It's literally a guessing game. You may have things in there for a while, things that you would have thought would have sold immediately that's not selling. And then things that you wouldn't think would sell are selling. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just truly do not know. Hold on. But anyway, I'm excited and thankful for the things that do sell, and I just keep trying different things. I'm trying to focus on the smalls. So that's another thing I've tried to, it's nice to have some larger things, but I'm really trying to fill it up with some smalls. And that's why whenever I can find some really good prices that I can then pass along the good prices to others, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, that's it. But thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I hope you are staying safe. I hope you're warm. If you're getting all this weather and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.